Hey, what's up, my friends, neighbors, amigos, hermanos, hermanas, cousins, ake? Hey, I'm just here to show you a little bit of one of my favorite aloes. One of my favorite aloes. However, I just wanted to double check so I don't give you any wrong information, and I did already. What? Look, this plant used to be called Aloe plicattilis, 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 and now it's called Kumara. Kumara, I like that. Of course, you know, names. As long as we know what we're talking about, it's all good. Pronounce it how you want it, but you know, it's good to stay updated on your species and your genus change. Usually the species don't, such as this one, Kumara. I like that, Kumara plicattilis. Anyway, what is the family? Asphodelaceae, something like that. Anyway, it's in the aloe family, Asphodelaceae. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, when I first started growing plants, I was all into the aloes because you could just take a little pup from the base and just grow a new one, and they're fast and they're very tolerant of neglect. They're tolerant of abuse. They're really adapted to harsh conditions. So this is a great plant, and not only are they tolerant, but they're beautiful. As you can see here, look at those red margins. They're lightly toothed, so they're, I would almost call these serrate margins. Yeah, or serrulated. I guess they're serrulated. Serrulated is like doubly serrate. So think about the dolphin teeth. They're small and very, very many. Small and sharp. Nah, forget the dolphin reference. These are not sharp. But anyway, there's a whole variety of colors here, and they're pretty amazing. We have some orange and some red, some browns. We have some browns and some greens. Parallel venation here, as you can see. Anything in the parallel venations are monocots, and sometimes with succulents it's harder to see the venation, but this is pretty clear. And anyway, I recommend this plant if you're in the Bay Area. They're pretty quick to establish. They're pretty long-lived, and they can form pretty large clumps. I've seen them about 5, maybe 6 foot clump. It's usually one plant. They don't create a colony. It's usually one plant, and it branches at the base. I'll show you here if I can get through, get you a clear view. Here we go. There is. Poking myself with some other plants here. So of course I used to grow and sell plants, so I ended up growing this, and as soon as it branched, I took some off, pruned it, and I stopped pruning it a couple years ago, and it's taken up some really nice space. This is in one of my pots, very large pots. The story of this pot is kind of funky. I rescued a palm from a freeway accident. Somebody had drove drove off the freeway and hit this Trachycarpus palm, and it was laying on the side of the freeway. So I dug it out and put it in my minivan and drove it home. And then, of course, it had a giant root ball. It weighed like 300 pounds. I don't even know how I lifted it. It was so heavy. But I rescued it, and it lived for about 3 years. It actually got to throw some new fronds, and then it eventually died. And I think they just don't die right away. Palms, they can use some stored energy, making them throw new fronds after the transplant. But I think it had a very traumatic transplant, because this thing got hit by a vehicle, and it was on its side for who knows how long. I noticed it one time in traffic, so I pulled over and I had some tools and I dug it out. So anyway, funny story, but the palm looked very bare, so I put a couple of bromeliads. I planted some other things around. It's beautiful euphorbia. Forget the name. I have the tag there somewhere, but it's very dangerous down there. It's very sharp down there. Anyway, I have some orchids growing on the trunk of this Trachycarpus, of this now deceased fan palm. This Kalanchoe, velvet Kalanchoe. Oh, gorgeous. Feels so good. Anyway, but going back to the Kumara, plicattilis. It's a good plant to start. If you have it indoors in a pot, you just want it in as much light as you can. And again, succulents, just because you buy them from an indoor shelf doesn't mean they want to be indoor. The more sun they get, the better they'll look, the healthier they will stay. And again, this is very easy plant. The only way you can kill it is by freezing it. So if you're not in a temperate zone, you might not want to grow it. But if you're in a mild climate where you get maybe a couple frosts a year, and this is your plant, it needs good drainage and it needs full sun, and it needs to not be in standing water pretty much. So anyway, beautiful plant. I recommend all the aloes. Now I'm intrigued whether it's just this one aloe that got changed into the Kumara, or did a lot of them get shuffled into that genus. But I like the name Kumara. It's a good baby name, huh? Kumara. Very, very what do you call it? Tribal sounding name. Anyway, I've been watching Avatar, The Last Airbender. Best show ever, by the way. And Kumara sounds very much like the name of a water tribe member. But anyway, just want to say hello and keep up posting some videos of plants and trees. If any of you see any of these videos, if anybody ever sees a video of mine, recommend me some plants to do a video after, and if I know the plant or the tree or whatever it is, I'll do a video on it. And if I don't know it, I'll look it up and I'll research it. I'll try to find one and do a video on it. But anyway, lovely plant. If you are in the Bay Area, get a cutting from a friend, come by, send me a message. I'll hook you up with some cuttings, and plant more Kumaras and plant more trees. All right, we'll talk soon. Peace out, neighbors.